How's it going, guys? Cameron here with Canadian Gamer coming at you with another video. Now today I wanted to talk about the PS4 exclusive Driveclub. Now the main reason I'm putting this video out, I've got a couple of subscribers that sometimes watch my content here, Dads and Lads Gaming and Raji Retro Gamer. And specifically Raji, he put out a rant video recently talking about how he just finds it a little bit demotivating to put a modern game into his PS4 or his PS5 or his Xbox Series console, and you're immediately hit with a huge update now, and you gotta wait 3 hours for the goddamn game to update, and then by the time you play the game you feel absolutely deflated. So I wanted to talk about Driveclub today because I picked up the game recently. I've known about this game for years. I've always wanted to play it. Game came out I think in 2014, October 2014, so almost 10 years ago. Hard to believe it was that long ago. Evolution Studios, which, if you're familiar with Evolution, that's the dev team behind the original WRC games and the MotorStorm games as well. And then after having some success with MotorStorm and WRC, Codemasters acquired Evolution Studio, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And then so here we have Driveclub. It came out. I had never played it before. I did not have a PS4 back in the day. I only picked up a PS4 a couple of years ago. And I had heard about this game. I had heard about all the controversy surrounding it, And so that's what I want to sort of get that out of the way, and then tell you my thoughts, my initial impressions on this game. This game, it could be the greatest racing game that I've ever played. And I know that's a bold statement, but this game hits all the right buttons for me. It plays like a spiritual successor to Project Gotham Racing. It's not too arcadey, but it's not too much like a sim either. It's just the perfect balance right in between. Very much like Project Gotham Racing 4. And my god, the visuals in this game. The graphics in this game. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that this is the best looking racing game I have ever played. The environments are so well scaled. You're checking out a couple of tracks here from Norway. You'll see one in a bit where I'm in Vancouver, British Columbia. And you really feel like you're up in the mountains. You feel like you're on a cobblestone road. The depth of field is incredible. Flags are blowing in the wind. Debris is blowing all over the place. Snowy and rainy weather conditions. Some of the best weather physics I have ever seen in a video game. And at night, when you're racing at night and it's raining, and you can see the lens flare coming off the taillights on your vehicle and the water splashing against your TV, it is absolutely breathtaking. So I haven't gotten far into this game. I've only played it for a couple of hours, but I'm telling you guys, I would rather play this than Forza Horizon. I would rather play this than Forza Motorsport. I would rather play this than Gran Turismo. This, to me anyways, this is exactly what I'm looking for in a racing game. And so with that being said, what I'm about to say, it breaks my heart because there's a chunk of this game that is missing that you can no longer play. There was a bunch of DLC that came out for it. You can no longer download. You can no longer access it. People have been trying to find ways to access this lost downloadable content for years. There's a rumor out there, if you purchase the Italian version of Driveclub and pop it into your PS4, you can still download the content. That is just a rumor. There was a PlayStation Hits release for this game, and the DLC is not on the disc. There was like a Lamborghini downloadable content package that came out where you had all these Lamborghinis you had access to. there was a separate part of the game called Driveclub Motorcycles, and you can no longer access it. So it is so unfortunate, because I would love nothing more than to be able to play this game, the way it was meant to have been played. And if somebody were to offer to hack my PS4, and even if that meant disabling online functionality to be able to play this game with all of the content, I would say go for it. And hopefully someday somebody figures it out. I'm sure they will. Is this game unplayable? No. You can still play it without being online. However, you get all kinds of random messages and in-game pop-ups that are mentioning, can't access the servers, this, that, and the other thing. It just breaks my heart. It just breaks my heart. I hope that someday, years from now, when the PS4 is offline, the PS5 is offline, there is some way that we can get access to this DLC and be able to just stick a thumb drive in your PS4 and sideload the content, if you will. Because while there are still plenty of tracks you can access, thank God, and plenty of cars you can gain access to, there's so much more that I don't have access to. It just kills me. Oh my God, it just kills me. If there's a silver lining, thank God we're able to at least play what we can, what's available to us on the disc. But if you haven't played Driveclub, I'm telling you guys, everything about this game, even the presentation, not just talking about the gameplay, but just like the fonts that were used, the stylized front hub of the game, before you go into to race. Everything has like a real nice, clean aesthetic. And, Driveclub, I paid $15 for this, and I'm sure you can probably find it for much cheaper. But it's a linear experience. It's not open world. So, it actually did have a huge update, actually, when I put it in to play it. Like, it was a huge update, so I had to let it install overnight. But after that, obviously, you're never going to have to worry about updating it ever again, because the game's no longer being supported. But I don't know, I'm pretty blown away by it. I think it's an incredible game. The controls, the cars handle so good. The game sold well. It sold over 2 million copies. And the online servers were shut down in March of 2020. So, the servers were up and running for several years. But unfortunately, by the time I got my hands on this game, it was too little, too late. Oh, and by the way, there's an incredible weather system in this game, day and night cycle, if you will, where you start a race. Let's say you're starting at around 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. While you're racing, the sky will go from, being sort of like the sun is going down to being pitch black, right in the middle of the race. I have never seen that before in a racing game. So I think the weather system in the day and night cycle may have been a part of the downloadable content at first when this game was launched, but it's included in the game now because I have access to it. But I'm telling you guys, the graphics are photorealistic in this game. And this isn't even a PS5 game. This is a PS4 game that came out almost 10 years ago. And you do get the ability to unlock points after each race. So it's very much like Kudos in Project Gotham Racing. Very much the same thing, I'm telling you guys. So, Raji, if you're watching this, any of you guys out there, if you're watching this, if you have not played Driveclub, I know this sounds ridiculous. I know you guys probably heard a lot of things with this game. But trust me when I tell you, you can play this game offline. You do not have to be online to play it. It is not open world. It is not a sim racer. It has a bit of a, like I said, a nice balance between being a sim racer and an arcade racer. It's just perfect balance right in between. So I really do enjoy this game a lot. I love it so much. One of the best racing games I've ever played. And hopefully someday we'll be able to gain access to all that downloadable content. Unless there's a way you can do it now and I'm not aware of it. Guys, let me know in the comments below. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a good night.